All right, the lighting is terrible, but this is what we are getting set up to start our seed. Room that right now we just mostly have storage in. Our plan for it was like a couch there and whatever. Doesn't matter. That's not what we're doing with it. So we have these shelves that you can convert into one really tall one or two side by side. So we're doing it that way. They are 2 foot by 4 foot, I believe, each panel. Because we were also thinking about putting the guinea pigs on this because that's how big their cage is 2 foot by 4 foot. And we may still be able to do that in the future, but for right now, we're going to use it for this because it also works perfectly with 4 foot fluorescents. So we're going to hang each of these. Ronnie just went out to get some stuff. We're going to do one on each side. Not sure why we just lost focus there. But we're going to do one on each side, and it also lines up perfectly that there's already an outlet right there. We are not using fancy glow lights. One thing that I learned watching, I just realized these are both on Spanish. Let's see if I can gently flip this over. The Prairie Homesteads video is, as long as it is 6,500 Kelvin, it should grow your plants just fine. And these were $10 for a 2-pack. So investment wise, we've got $20 in bulbs, and then these guys were each $29, I believe. And then we've got some soil and stuff like that we'll touch on later. We already had the shelf. We had it for storage. We've had it for years. So that, we're just reusing it. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm so excited for this. So we have our lights in there. And then these are mobile, so we can move them up and down as stuff grows. And we're going to be able to use the top as a workspace, which I'm super excited for. I don't know how much we're going to grow at a time, if we're going to need to eventually grab more lights so that we can do like multiple stages. We're not totally sure. We thought this had another shelf. It doesn't, because then we could just get 2 more lights and run with it that way. But this will be fine. Super, super excited for it. I think this morning I might actually at least get the soil going and get it all in the pots so that we can start seedlings either today or tomorrow, which I'm super, super excited about. But a couple things here that we are doing may work for you, may not. Number one, we're utilizing the sunlight. Now, this window is awful. It's okay. We already know. I'm pretty sure the screen is just taped on there. And I believe it was because the original owner, she used this as her bedroom because it's right off the living room, which we've debated doing as well. It stays warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. But the bedroom that we're using is bigger. So, but I believe she did that so that she could leave that window open at night in the summer and not get bugs in. So our plan is during the day, I'm going to roll this shutter up, and I wish it would go all the way up. So I may take it off and see if I rewind it, if it'll go all the way up, because that'll help not only with sunlight, but also heating this room. Because I've mentioned this other places. We put propane in the tank. It ran through a 2-month supply in 3 weeks, which cost $350. That is not a sustainable heating model for us. So we're using the pellet stove, which it is in that room, but we like to block it off so that we're not heating this room unnecessarily, stuff like that. So if we can get the sunlight to help during the day, heat this room up, and then at night we can use this little guy on low just so that nobody's dropping too far down, I think it'll work. Fingers crossed. All right, so ignore the creaky floor as I walk around in here. We're just doing a little bit of an update here. So as you can tell, we are flush with seedlings. I'm so excited about this. It is working so well that I really wish we had more. So I think next year, definitely, if not maybe this year, we're going to go ahead and look into getting another of this same shelving unit if it's still something you can purchase. If not, we'll just have to get something different. We'll just stack this one all the way up because I want more. I want more space to grow. This is jam-packed, as you can tell. Those are tomatoes. Keep an eye out for a video coming on that. But yeah, everybody in here is growing really, really well. I'm so excited about it. So I was a little bit concerned with just like the 2 bulbs that it wouldn't be quite enough light for these guys, but I think we're doing all right. And I do have a feeling some of it is probably because of this window, which, yeah, it's cleaner or looks cleaner than it did. I don't know. I need to give it a good scrub and probably go outside and do the same. But we have problems with the birds hitting these windows. Like their feeders are out there and the windows are so big that I worry about cleaning them too much. We have sticky notes on the one in the living room. If you've ever seen that, that is why. Because we had, probably 20 birds in a month hit the dang window. But this is what we got going on in here. So we added boot trays to the top for workspace, which is great because as you can see, this one's a bit of a mess. This is where I do my potting and planting and stuff like that. So that is not falling down into there. And then I think, you know, I could be wrong, but I feel like it holds more heat and light and stuff down there with like, because it can't escape as easily, especially the heat. So, but yeah, it's working really, really well. I love it. I wish I had a plan to utilize this space better. We fill these guys just from the sink from the filter, and I have a bunch of them sitting around in here. I should probably just line them up, extra soil, stuff like that. This is our mixed soil, and then that bin is just sitting there to be out of the way. Most of the time when I'm in here in the mornings misting everybody, Kuna actually curls up under there. So that kind of helps too, keeps her out from underfoot. But it is working really well. We do keep the heater on low at night. Still, as of now, this room is probably a good 5 to 10 degrees warmer than the living room, which is crazy. So it's really doing so well. I love it so much. So there you have it. That is our process. That is what we're doing this year. We're definitely gonna, tweak some stuff for next year, but for this year, this is working fabulously and we love it. And it was so easy, so easy. You guys could do it too. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. If you have any suggestions on how we could upgrade, let us know. Leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe. This is the very beginning of a very long series about our first year seriously gardening. So make sure you guys stay tuned so you can stay up to date on that journey.